Morning, year 6. Today we start our new topic. This is lesson 5.9, which is really interesting topic because here the topic is how the scientists invented batteries. So before, because we have some stories, we have to discuss some their work, that how they invent. So right now you need to take your science learners books, page number 92, and activity book with your notebook. Have you? Okay, let's this is your warm-up activity. You have to send me this picture. You draw the circuit with the 9-volt battery, 2 bulbs, buzzer and close switch, and send it to me in Class Dojo. So this is only your assessment, right? Here this is my lesson object, that consider how scientists have combined evidence from observation and measurement with the creative thinkings to suggest new ideas and explanations for the phenomena. Here is the video. You can go and just watch this. This is a very nice video. You can go and check. And during the Zoom class, we will do this activity with coin, knife and the lemon. So coin and knife, this is the two metals, and the lemon makes the acid. So let's check that what happened during that activity. Now, what is the battery actually? Battery actually provided the main source of the electricity. It provides us the electricity. This is the source. So we are just confined ourselves that what is the battery? The introduction of the battery is to, this is only that this is our provide energy, right? What is the battery? Provided the main source of the electricity, right? Before, no one know about this, but like many other inventions and discoveries, batteries was also developed accidentally by the Volta and the Galvani. But in 1800, Volta invented the first true battery, which came to be known as the voltaic pile. When? In 1800. Who invented? Volta. Volta is the name of the scientist also, and known as the battery name is the voltaic pile, right? Here we know that there are two types of the battery. One is the primary one and second is the secondary one. Primary one, which is not rechargeable, and the secondary one, they are rechargeable. So we use actually in the previous one, actually the acid we are using, and the acid when it is you use this battery, so time by time it will be finished or flat. But nowadays the in the rechargeable batteries we use different type of material, the dry cells actually we use. So what happened, they are working a lot, and after when we think that now the strength is less, so we will again recharge them and they will get the energy, and again they get the energy and they start working, right? Here it's an example, the evolution of the batteries. So I give you only 2 or 3. In 1800, the first one is the voltaic pile. There they use only the zinc and the copper plates or the electrodes. The plates, when they are putting in a water or the soaked papers, so they have the electrolytes where we get the electrodes. So the current is passing through it. We have two types of plates. They are putting them here. Look, this one. They are putting the layers of the disc, the zinc and the copper disc, and in between there is a paper who soak that material, that the liquid. So this is the electrons comes out and they are making the electrolytes. Here the second one, which is after the 1800, the Daniel, he put the next which is very nice actually, the things. So he is putting these types of the things, which is the Daniel plates. He is also using the zinc and the copper electrodes, but the difference is he is using the he is fixing the liquid he using the two liquids, but he's fixing that one the zinc plates, and they are thus putting the same place. They have a fixed place and the water is moving around, so the current is flowing there. So the last one, nowadays we are using that one, the lithium ions. So developed by Sony. Sony, you know, is a very famous company. So they are using the different energies, densities, and the different cathodes for the formulations. So right now we are starting, because in your book they use two types of batteries also. That one is the Baghdad battery and the second one is the Galvani's discoveries. It's very amazing and amazing facts there, because they are using in the Baghdad, they are using the jar, which is the iron jar, and in the iron jar there is a side which is polished by the zinc. So when they are putting vinegar in it, so it will charge and it will give you a 1.5 till 2 volt charge. So they are very happy that electricity, we generate the electricity actually. The second one is the Galvani's discovery. He used the same thing, the zinc rod, but it's copper rod, and he used the frog's legs. When frog legs, it's twinging because the zinc plate, when the copper plate, when it touch with the body of the legs of the frogs, then what happened is twinging or it's stretched. So he's really happy that now he's generating the current. Actually, it's not there, but he think that the current is generating because of the legs, because legs is twinging. Actually, the legs is twinging. Why? Because the fluid which is present in the legs of the frog, and it is salty. You know, the body, our body is an animal's body. There is a salty water there. That's why it's twinging. And the last one is the voltaic pile. He is really good because he is making the different piles, disc of the disc, in which they are, the last one is the zinc one, and the starting with the copper and then zinc, then copper, then zinc, and put in every zinc plate and the copper plate one paper is there, and that paper, it soak the water and it make them different and make them separate. So the first and the last one, they have a connection with the wire, so the current is passing through in between this. So but the one problem is there, that when he putting the two salts there, two liquids, they all are mixing together. But in the Daniell cell, what happened, they are separate, they are making their separate column, and in this column the water is not mixing in it. So they are very nice. So they are putting these things very nicely in their different doorbells and different things. So Daniell battery is really good, but he took the invention from where? From the Voltaic, and Voltaic took the inspiration from the Daniell, from the Galvani's, right? Because he used instead of the frog legs, he used different types of metals there. Then he is able to get that things, that the voltaic pile, he make the voltaic pile, right? Here is the activity book. So you have to read this passage first, and you will get all the answer from this passage, right? You can write down the answer from here. List the creative ideas of the Daniell used from the improving of the voltaic pipe. He used the different types of the liquid and make it separate, these two liquids. He also used it two metals, copper and zinc, but the difference is only the solution, conducting the solution, and one floating on the others, right? Now, how was Daniell's battery an improvement on the voltaic battery? Because voltaic, they use same material, and the material, the liquid, they are mixing together. But in the Daniell battery, the solution is not mixing and they are making their own field. What disadvantages did Daniell's battery have? So the Daniell's battery have, actually they use the separate ones. They are using that, they are not using, they use the power in the telephone and the doorbells. So 100 of the years, but nowadays we are using a different, that is the rechargeable batteries. So this is the disadvantage of this. So the batteries could not only use for the objects that did not move, because he is using only the fixed solution. That's why the objects couldn't move. So this is their disadvantage. Down the answer from here. Now in learner's book page number 93, so these questions are there. You can write down what the frog's legs, what when they are twitching, they get the answer. But here the what is the led to the Galvani's to conclude is there. What did these observation leads Galvani to conclude? Because he got the water in the frog's legs with the salty water, that's why it's twitching. Why? How did Volta use creative thinking to develop the Galvani's idea? He used the different metals, right? So he will get the idea that which metal is working actually. What measurement did Volta makes to provide evidence for the strength of the electric current? Volta makes what? He making the disc of the zinc and the copper, and the current is flowing from the liquid. So what happened? They are making their reaction that now the current is passing through from the disc. Describe the difference between Galvani and the Volta. Galvani and the Volta is only the difference that Volta makes movement and Galvani makes the fixed things. They are not moving actually. Their solution is not moving. So only for the fixed things, objects, they are working on the fixed things, and the Volta makes it working on everything which is moving. What electrical unit is named after? It's only the volt. So this is your own, my dear. So you can send me the assessment answers in your class Jojo. Thank you so much, my dear.